Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We should be live and tonight's topic, the lunar eclipse is at hand. Well, it should be happening already. Yeah, it already happened actually a few hours ago. 1:34 p.m. Eastern Standard. Okay, that makes it 4:34 Pacific. So you have already started, and that is going to be the topic for tonight. According to Pisces Moonbeam, huge times, huge couple of weeks ahead of us. It will be intense energy. That doesn't mean there is going to be a bad one though. Uh, so the first thing that I'm going to do, that is going to be the collective reading as usual. And if you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw 5 cards there, and I'm going to show them to you right now. So just give me a second here to make sure that you do see the cards. Now the first one, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Hello Monica, first time seeing you around. I hope you do enjoy the show. The second card, that will be the King of Wands. The third one that we do have, 9 of Swords. Then it is the 6 of Wands. And the final one, that will be the 2 of Pentacles. All right, so these 5 cards. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome to the stream. Right, so long story short, next couple of weeks is going to be all about how effective and as well how efficient we are into using results and gains, because there are going to be results and gains. In fact, many of us in one or another way are going to make kind of huge leaps forward. You know, some of us are going to make huge leap into their relationship. Another one, others, you know, the other portion of us are going to make a huge leap into their career, you know, or into their social circle. Bottom line is that wherever you are guys afraid that progress isn't going to happen, well, that is where the leap actually is going to take place. And riding on this particular tide, all right, we may kind of like find ourselves a bit carried away, a bit kind of like not exactly lost, more like ignorant, for lack of a better word, okay, careless. And we can see that from the King of Wands into the second position, okay, that card here. So what this kind of like tells us is that thou can find thyself carried away by their ambition, and at the end of the day, no matter how good thou performs, it's never going to be enough for thee, right? And that's why it's going to be very important to kind of like find time next couple of weeks to enjoy our results, no matter how big or how small these results are. Now, in the grand scheme of things, though, the biggest expectations, that's not going to happen to all of us, but many of us are going to have that blessing. It is to find an amazing job, you know, or to establish a super lucrative business. Others are going to find or going to stumble upon, for lack of better words, the person to carry on with forward, you know, and to make a life together. But whichever the case, the worst we can do is be ostentatious about it, right? So showing off, it is the last thing we actually should kind of like lean toward as an attitude moving forward. Another thing that I need to warn us of, That is something interesting because, guys, I am not up to going out. All right, I'm not up to going out and kind of like spending time in pubs and bars and discos and whatnot. But yesterday, without I haven't drawn the cards yet, but yesterday I asked my very best friend, "Hey, do you want to go on a bar Friday night?" All right. And he agreed. So that is something we should avoid. I already signed up for it, unfortunately. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have a good time, all right? I'm just saying that we should not allow ourselves being carried away from it, because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is that way too much of an indulgence of the not exactly beauty, but the sensual joy of life is going to numb it for us. Okay, so there must be a boundary out there. And the blessing that we all are going to enjoy for the next couple of weeks is that no matter the circumstances, no matter the situation, there always going to be a bright side to it. Okay, so we are always going to have that affinity to look things from the bright side and always to extract the most positive outcome that can come from one situation or another. Taco, thank you for the 22 US dollars, mate. Thank you. And Jasmine as well. Thank you for the 20 US dollars support. And Yasmin as well. Thank you for the 20 US dollars PayPal donation. Thank you. You guys are gonna have your reading at the end of the stream regarding the full moon in Scorpio. That is pretty much guaranteed. All right. So a few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, okay? One for each star sign. And I'm going to start with Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces. Additionally to it, anyone who decides to support the stream and the channel through Super Chat, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream regarding the full moon in Scorpio. That's pretty much guaranteed. And should the Super Chat be 20 US dollars or above, the reading is going to be that very same 5-card spread I just did for the collective. And if you do want to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which link you are going to find in the description down below. Now, with that said, moving for the first star sign, which is going to be Aries. Aries, there we go. We have Aries there. So let me shuffle and see what we have. All right, first one for Aries, 4 of Pentacles. Hold on a second. Yeah. Followed by 9 of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. Then it is the 5 of Swords. And a final one, that will be the High Priestess. It's pretty clean message. It's pretty clear message. And that it is for the next couple of weeks, for as long as you do not sway away, right? Like change your plans in the very last minute, or kind of like act out of the ordinary, all right? Be unorthodox about your following and about your beliefs, and as well about your training and at the end of the day concepts. Then by the end of the next couple of weeks, you will ensure a certain future of something. All right, you may ensure the certainty of your love life, or ensure the certainty of your job, you know, or some kind of a social circle event, whatever the case. But it does look like it is that you are working over it, or rather like that is something which is continuous for a long period of time. So that means that up until now you put a lot of effort into the thing, and at that point you may think that nothing more can be done, but you are wrong in it, and that is something you will see in the next couple of weeks. Aries, it is that more can be done, and that more is going to be the difference, actually, the difference maker, the game changer, to consolidate and quench it, for lack of better expression here, rather than having always a doubt that you are going to lose, for example, always having a doubt that you are going to get fired, or that you are going to be left alone from a relationship, you know, or being left without any friends, and so on and so forth. So for a lack of better expression here, next couple of weeks, for what those cards are showing here for you guys, are weeks where things are going to normalize. Hopefully not to a point of boredom, but it's going to be a pretty consistent pattern that you're going to fall into, and that pattern is going to contribute significantly for your stability and sense of security as well. All right, so that was Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. Six of Swords for Taurus, followed by the World. Moving next, that will be the Three of Swords. The King of Swords is the next one. Final one is going to be the Knight of Cups. Veronica, thank you so much for the 11 Canadian dollars super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Vero. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading for the full moon in Scorpio. Right. I know, crazy, eh? All right, so we are talking here about crossing a certain threshold of doubt and fear that you are having at that particular point, guys. Imagine it that way. You may be afraid to ask something, okay? Or maybe you are afraid to express yourself, or maybe you are afraid to share some kind of an information, all right? And that particular fear is depriving you or obstructing you, so to speak, to make the necessary actions toward development that you so much want. Well, upcoming couple of weeks is going to be the breakdown of that particular barrier, or the barrier of the fear that you may have. Now, for the most part, or into the most of the cases, of course, every case is pretty personal. My case, if I was Taurus, is going to be different from yours, should you be Taurus. But bottom line with them, it is that this is something, whether resembling lifetime fear, right? Maybe you are afraid of being denied, right? Or maybe you are afraid of missing out, because that is fear that I do have. I do have a very strong fear of missing out, and that is very detrimental. But this is they usually kind of like how can I put it into words, affect those mundane fears that we all have, and because of them we do not make those moves, right? I mean, if you are afraid of denial, then you are never gonna ask, so you don't get denied, but at the end of the day you are still denied, because if you do not ask, the answer is always no, right? Bottom line is that whatever your fear is of failure, because that fear, bottom line is that you're afraid to fail, whatever that fear is going to be overcome or overcome. You overcome it, okay, in the next couple of weeks, and that necessary step is going to be made on your behalf. And actually, it does look like that you're going to find yourself quite surprised to see how easy it is, right? The hard part was just to kind of like make the move. And from there, things are just falling down, or rather like rolling down like a snowball, and they're getting bigger and bigger with every single day. So, you pretty much are gonna learn, Taurus, in the next couple of weeks that, can I put it into words? When you want something, only thinking about it is simply not enough, right? Or even having a plan about it is not enough, because that plan needs to be transformed into a rather effective actions, and that's what you are exactly going to do. Hello, Ada and Shanna, welcome to the stream. Lisa, you too. All right, next we do have Gemini. Well, yeah, thank you for the $20 super chat support. Thank you. Thank you, Mattia. Let me put you into the list. All right, Gemini. We have the moon. It is the first card for you guys. Followed by the Queen of Pentacles. Afterwards, we do have the Five of Wands. So that's going to be a bit intense transit that you will have with those cards. Two of Swords, it is the next one. Oh my god, that's going to be crazy. And the Knight of Swords. All right, so many of how can I put it into words? It's not even an expectations. Let's put it that way. All right, so few to many of your expectations, anticipations rather, are unlikely to happen. And I'm sorry to break it to you. The next couple of weeks is just, it does look like that kind of, whenever you are up to something, guys, okay, for the next couple of weeks, something else is going to show up, right? Say you are really rushing for some kind of a conference that you really want to be a part of, right? But you are accidentally caught in a car jam, and there is no way out, and you are missing the conference. It's something out of your control, right? These next couple of weeks are going to be dappled with those kind of like surprising events which you don't have any control over. Why I do have that thing here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, next couple of weeks are going to be dappled literally with those events, left, right, and center. Very, very surprising. And like I said, you ain't going to have much of a control over them. Luckily for you, though, those events are going to happen everywhere. They're not just going to be random for only the good things, or rather like to obstruct your only the good things you're trying to do. they're also going to happen as well into the disturbing situations you're finding yourself into. And when happening there, they're actually going to give you the chance to get the upper hand, right? To reverse the tragedy, or rather like to reverse the failure, if you will. By nature, they're very neutral whenever these surprising events are, but by definition, they can they always offer you an option to make a turnaround, or rather like to make a reversal, so to speak, into your situation, should you want to take it or not. So suffice to say that if you are opportunistic Gemini, this is going to be an amazing transit for you, an amazing cycle here, because you will be able to make a lot of changes, all of them good, all right? But if you do have a strict and fixed plans, and especially if you do have any, how can I put it into words, expectations, well, then that's going to be rather stressful for you, because it does look like that you cannot have any expectations right now. For what the Two of Swords says at the 4th position is that right now the right path forward is anybody's guess, definitely not yours though, right? Or rather like it's someone else's guess, not yours. And with time, the right direction, the right course of action, the right choice, the right words, they will become obvious to you, but not now, right? So that's why, you know, every single day the circumstances are going to be different, and you will find yourself short of making any consistent plan for the next few days to the next couple of weeks. So that was Gemini. Moving next, we do have Cancer. Six of Cups, the first one. Four of Pentacles, it is the next. The Emperor, it is the third one. Ace of Swords, the fifth. Nine of Wands, it is the sixth. Very philosophical read here. This is an influence, so to speak, from those cards, which is transforming chores into pleasantries. Not because the chores are going to change in any way, right? But your perception toward the chores is going to change. And thus, you will find your job much more pleasant. You will find your friendships much more pleasant. Even if you have to clean your house, you're gonna find that kind of like deed or a process kind of therapeutic. Because there are people who hate cleaning their house, like me, for example. Some people find it therapeutic. Well, you will be the one who finds it therapeutic into the next couple of weeks. But the thing is that as the time progresses for the full moon, which you Cancer, if those cards are to be believed, you are going to loosen the knot around your neck for let's put it that way, deadline, and as well, I don't know what word to use here, so I'm gonna use the word consistency, right? Where you will consistently have to do things in a certain way. You're gonna find that you can do them in another way, right? You can have fun with different aspects. You can have different kind of friends, for example, or you can fulfill the project in a different way. And that will kind of like make you consider making certain very conscious changes that depend only on you, right? That are completely within your control. And that will make your life way more comfortable and pleasant to live as well. So you can expect a huge improvement, Cancer, in your personal standing, in your personal life, right? that it is not affected and not influenced in any way but by those around you. So no one will be able to ruin it for you. Okay. But for that to happen, first you have to admit yourself, or admit to yourself, that it kind of like depends, that this is within your hands. If you wait someone to do it for you, that ain't happening. Okay. All right, a couple of minutes, and then the next 4 star signs are going to be made, which are going to be performed, so to speak, which are Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio afterwards. And then the next 4, and then the super chat. So if any of you decides to support the stream and the chat and the channel through super chat or PayPal, you guys are gonna have a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. And should your super chat or a PayPal be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same 5-card spread I'm doing for the star signs. Right, so a couple of minutes to catch my breath, and then moving for the next 4 star signs. Look at that lock of hair. I mean, I just can't fix that one, so I just left it like that. It just kind of like comes from, it falls from the top of my head forward, and it's, I can't bother. But I'm glad you like it, Vero. I'm gonna cut it though. I mean the hair next week. Just a couple of fingers. Okay, it's still gonna be kind of like long hair. I'm not gonna do a military cut. That's definitely, I'm not doing this one. Yeah, Jasmine, it is for the duration of the lunar phase, which is from full to a new moon. I'm gonna tell you right away. Hold on a second. It's up until 19th of May, right? It's up until 19th of May. All right, Leo next. Four of Wands for Leo, followed by the Five of Pentacles. Two of Wands is the next one. The Lovers is the fourth one. That's gonna be a difficult transition for you, Leo. I mean, not is because it's innerly challenging. Let me see the fifth one. Yeah, Four of Swords. All right. How do I say it? Well, that's how it stands, guys. Next couple of weeks for you isn't about you making those around you or the circumstances around you to fit for you. You are to fit for them instead. So you will kind of learn, for a lack of better expression, how to synchronize and as well Harmonize yourself with your surrounding. Doing so will allow you to complete your tasks, and I mean major tasks. What those cards are talking about here is a major cycles of development, not just only completed in any way, all right, but also completed by you attending to all of the important aspects of them. So after that, there is no pebble who is to turn over the carriage, right? So yeah, well, I'm gonna be frank here, okay? What this looks like, and it's most related, it is to people who are always displeased and always something else or someone else. It's the fault, right, of their lack of progress or their failure. And if that's you, if you think that everybody else or everything else it's wrong and you're right, then you have to look at the situation from a different angle, and you gotta try to kind of like synchronize yourself with it, okay? Because definitely you ain't have to change anything about the circumstances. I mean, according to these cards, the circumstances as good as they can be, right? And you do have all the necessary aspects and means in order to grow. Only, again, if you take the situation for what the situation is. And in order to do that, some kind of a loyal companion of yours is going to help you through a very honest and open conversations about what you're going through and about, you know, how to handle it. Karen, thank you for the $3 double super chat support. One for me, one for Pisces Moonbeam, and as well, Anna, thank you for the $20 support. Thank you, guys. At the end of the stream, we all are gonna have our readings, all right? Oh, Karen, that's so sweet. Thank you. All right, next, Virgo. The Empress. Four of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. The World. And the Two of Swords. Karen, thank you for another $6. Thank you, Karen. And one for you. Oh, so you have the saloon already? Oh, good job, Anna. You acquired it? All right, Virgo. What those cards are talking about is about time for you to move on and kind of start thinking about the future, okay? Because they are talking, or rather like these cards are showing that next couple of weeks are going to be pivotal, essential for you, for your plans, or rather like essential for you to make plans for the future, to make plans for how you're going to live your life moving forward. And in order to do so, you will need a detachment. What I mean is that you need to detachment of what happened to you up until this point. For example, if you had a kind of like a rough breakup, all right, it's about time for you to forget about it, or to kind of like leave it in the past, because it's exactly where it belongs, right? Or you lost your job, same thing, and so on and so forth. Whatever you grieved for, right? Whatever you regret, or regret it rather for, it's time to shake yourself of that and start thinking of how you can improve your life. Because what stands before you here will require investment in order to grow. And if you don't have the appropriate perception, meaning that you are affected by events from the past, right, you may either not invest enough, or you may overkill it. Both ways you are gonna lose, right? So that's why it's very important for you over the next couple of weeks just to shake yourself off the past, doing and you can do that by detaching yourself from the midst of activities, right? For example, you had a rough breakup, stop texting the boy or the guy or the woman or whatever the case. Just forget about them, right? You had a rough time at work and you got yourself laid off. Stop stalking them via Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever social media, and looking what they're doing, right? Just detach yourself from all that. And the sense of planning and decision making about your future is gonna start coming on its own accord, and it will be more and more rational, to a point where it will be crystal clear how you can kind of like drive yourself from the rock bottom if you are finding yourself there right now. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the stream, mate. All right, next we have Libra. Seven of Swords. With Temperance. By the way, Seven of Swords suits you very, very well, Libra. The Lovers, it is the third one. Then it is the King of Pentacles. And the final one for Libra, that will be the Ace of Wands. Thank you, Veronica. Sean, thank you for the $20 US, mate. I'm not going to give you a kiss, right? Because I do like women, right? But thank you. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you. The end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. All right, Libra. It's a bit of a mess. So first thing that immediately we can say from these cards, it is that no matter what you will face, you are always going to have a way out. Okay, you are always going to have a way out. Through quite gainful, let's call them opportunities, right? You have a rough time at your project, you're going to have a way out through a gainful opportunity regarding the project, okay? You have a tough time in your social circle, same thing, and so on and so forth. So you're always going to have a way out, in fact, multiple ways of going forward. And those ways are going to be very different when it comes to their nature. For example, some of them, one of them is going to be very lucrative, while the other one is going to be very pleasant, right? And you cannot have both. So bottom line is your sense of righteousness, okay? The sense of what you deserve, which is going to lean to either the one or the other. So you are Libra in a transit which is, at least according to these cards here, a win-win situation, all right? There is no way you can lose for what those cards are showing. The question is what you are going to win, right? And this is where, that's why I said it suits you very well, because it seems that you will need to allow your sense of self-righteousness to lead you into those answers for the next couple of weeks. And something important that you should kind of like restrain yourself from, it is to go ballistic, right? It's kind of like to go extreme, go drastic about the situation and about the apologize, about the enterprise. Oh my God. About the enterprise, right? Just take care and do it step by step, heart slow, instead of kind of like rushing with your head against the wall. All right, next we do have the hero, which is Scorpio, because it's the full moon in Scorpio. So I'm quite curious what we're gonna have. Thank you, Karen. We have the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. Wow, a lot of eights. Actually, the 4 eights. Do you know, guys, what 8 is in numerology? Well, it means many things, but one of the keywords, money, right? That's what 8 is all about in numerology. In any case, it seems that we, as a Scorpio, it's quite a lot of things which are in play here, okay, into those cards. And it's kind of like you can't just only say from a one action what is going to happen, because the happening is going to be a result of a cluster of actions. For example, there will be that mindset from us to kind of like salvage things around, in a sense of that, yeah, things now are not exactly okay, but the future, you know, now we are preparing for the future. So that standpoint, you know, that mindset is gonna make us very emotionally balanced, so to speak. Instead of freaking out about the future and thinking, you know, about the doom and gloom and all these kind of stuff, we are actually going to be very certain and how can I put it into words, faithful, for a lack of a better word, right? That's the best is yet to come, and it is. Just hold on a second here, because someone is bombarding me. Okay. So that's one thing. The other is that we are going to be very meticulous and as well conscientious when it comes to kind of like building and going forward. Okay, that is going to be some kind of an affinity, which speaks to me that all that we are to do in the next couple of weeks as a Scorpio are going to be things that matter and things that we're really going to see, want and going to see kind of like growing forward, whether that's relationship or whether that's some kind of a business venture. And the reason that we're going to look so well for the future here is that the future is going to be very adaptable, for a lack of better expression, meaning that we can make it as good as we want to. I mean, we can shape it according to our own image with time, that is, right? That's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. So many of us, most of us, almost all of us are going to stop kind of like dwelling into a recent, I don't know, recent misfortunes, recent failures, or a current state of inactivity. Because what we are preparing for the future, it's a plan here with the Eight of Pentacles, a plan or a preparation. It will bear fruits, and its time is going to come for initiation, which should be within the next 6 months. Okay. So next couple of weeks, they're not very active, but this is where our faith builds that, again, the best is yet to come. And it is much, much brighter perspectives are ahead of us in the future. All right, couple of minutes to catch my breath, and then the last 4 star signs are going to be performed, and then the super chat. So any of you guys who supported and is about to support the stream and the channel through super chat or PayPal, you're going to have your reading at the end of the stream. That's guaranteed. And should your reading be $20 or above, should your super chat support be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same 5-card reading I'm doing for the star signs. I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm so looking forward to hug the bed afterwards. Oh my god. I just couldn't take my nap before the live stream, and it's quite late or early. The way should you prefer it? 3:49 a.m. right now. All right. Next we have Sagittarius. Taco, thank you for another 11 US dollars. Thank you, mate. What are you making? Ace of Wands for Sagittarius. Three of Wands, it is the second one. Nine of Swords, it is the third one. Then we do have the Five of Cups. And it is the Magician. Now it looks like, guys, that you are up for a diversion, right? More, in other words, something better is gonna show up, all right? A better option available, for job, a better option available to spend your time, or a better option available, I don't know, to make love. But simply what those cards are showing here is that whatever patterns you are sitting on right now, right, patterns of love or patterns of career, a more gainingful ones are going to appear in front of you that you may participate into. And the only thing that is going to stop you do so, it's within yourself, that is, all right? Hesitance, right? You are hesitate to do it. It's because you will feel not whether experienced or skilled enough, all right, or a strong enough, if you will, depending on kind of like what kind of an enterprise you're going to have in front of you. Bottom line is though that you couldn't be more wrong than that. Okay, because for what those cards are showing, you do have the natural knack for it, even if you don't know it yet. And the testament for it is the Magician at the end. Okay, that we do have. So highly advisable to take it. And just to give you an example, think of it that way. I mean, you do have a person of interest right now, and you're trying to set up dates with that individual, and they're always ghosting you for about 3 months now, and kind of like suddenly someone else show up that just things are going so easy with that woman or with that guy, depending on your preferences, right? And why should you not take it? The only thing that may stop you here is the fear of it's way too good to be true, but it isn't. It is true for what those cards are showing, if they are to be believed. So that is literally the gift for you from that full moon in Scorpio. That's new direction, that's better option available, okay, and highly advisable for you to take it. All right, next we do have Capricorn. Nine of Pentacles for Capricorn. Three of Wands. Page of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. There is no mistaking this one. And I don't know how you're going to take it, okay? But it's just, don't kill the messenger, all right? But it seems that you got to change something about yourself, okay? And you will have a taste of what it is in the next couple of weeks. Some of you may have to change certain behavior. Some of you may have to change certain points of view, right? But it is affecting your emotional state, right? So whatever makes your emotions sway like a roller coaster, that's the feel that you are going to have, that change of position. Let's put it that way, a change of position, so you can make the physical change so to happen, right? I don't know what kind of example to give you. It's pretty complicated, right? But for example, if you do have a say a job that you are very passionate about, okay, but things never happen as good as you want them to, then you have to change your perception and as well your points of contact with the job itself. I mean, your standpoint, your position about the job, the way you look at it, the way you perform, and all these things. And that will do it for you, okay? How to, don't worry about it. It seems that's your gift. With the Two of Pentacles, will be pretty clear what kind of concepts are pretty outdated, what kind of stereotypes, and also a, how can I put it into words, a point of performance as well that are outdated and what they need to be replaced with. Should you decide to replace them or not, entirely up to you, okay? But should you need, or rather like, should you wish that leap of progress, internal shift, internal change of yours must happen so that can take place. Right, next, Aquarius. Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Oh my God. I am rising Aquarius, guys. My Jupiter is in on the top of my rising. Oh, I'm taking this one well. What those cards are pointing for Aquarius is that currently the sense of value we have, wrong. Okay, it's just wrong. And those values are gonna shift in the next couple of weeks. But basically what takes place, it is that some kind of impending shift, impending change is going to take place within our lives, okay? A very unexpected one. That's which is gonna make our experiences, day-to-day experiences, that is, beautiful, right? It just is going to transcend our day-to-day routine. And that will be the premise under which we are going to shift our values. For example, right now, if you are a workaholic, and that's the biggest value of yours, it's your work, right? It's what you're going to do without your career and all that. And suddenly, next couple of weeks, you fall in love with such an awesome person that you stop caring about your career. for the sake of being with that person together, all right? You don't care anymore about your, well, you do, but not in the same way, right? So you change your value, or rather like you shift your value from one thing to another, which this time around is going to be better placed. I cannot say that it's going to be the right place for all of us, but definitely is going to be better placed than where we had that value beforehand. Now, it's going to take a bit of time to assimilate it, right? So, first, there will be that mental resistance regards to changing that value. But with time, we will learn to kind of like accept it, so to speak. It's not going to be that hard though, because when you kind of like when you compare the both experiences, one is going to be an experience of fulfillment, while the other one is going to be an experience of emotional satisfaction and happiness. And I don't know, I mean, that must be kind of like crazy to pick the fulfillment over the happiness. All right? Because at the end of the day, you may feel yourself fulfilled with having a great career, but that doesn't mean the career makes you happy. I mean, really, really happy. That was just an example, right? These values may shift in many different ways. For example, a value of friendship may shift in a value of relationship, right? That's also a possibility. And finally, we do have Pisces. Five of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. Five of Wands. Two of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. All right, so you will adopt the full picture of, you know, I'm gonna sneeze. So you will adopt the full picture, Pisces. How, okay, so how things are so that you're not feeling secure. I don't know how to explain it in other words. So for example, if you find your family being a weak spot in your life, right, you will come to understanding the reason why that's the case. Okay. If you find that your career is a weak spot, meaning that you are constantly worrying about your job, all right, or you're constantly worrying about your friends, whatever your worries are, the things are gonna fall apart. Whatever you do feel insecurity about, that is the field, or rather like it is where you will learn the real reason, or you're gonna find out the real reason. And whatever the reason, that can be fixed with changing your lifestyle. Okay, so that's what your expectation could be for the next couple of weeks, to change to a certain extent your lifestyle regarding one thing or another. You may change your lifestyle within your career, you may change the lifestyle within your love life, you may change the lifestyle within your social circle or towards your children, whatever the case. But with the change of that lifestyle, it does look like that you are going to take the matters in your own hands, okay, instead of relying on luck and faith and kind of like how can I put it into words? the flow. And when that happens, I mean, the problems you experienced up until this point, they will become just a trifles. Very, very easy to be solved. There are going to be many, all right? I'm not saying that they're just going to disappear. There are still going to be many of them, but instead of being a colossal obstacles, they will become just only trifles. So that was for Pisces. Couple of minutes and starting the super chat afterwards. All right, Yasmin goes first. Well, with the spicy, you lost me there. I don't like spicy. All right, Yasmin. Those are your cards. Okay. I don't know if you are around, but do you have any family issues? I'll wait for a minute for you to answer me if you are around. You're welcome, Zebra Libra. You're welcome, Jen. Surely while I'm waiting, I'm gonna have a glass of water. I guess you are not around. Well, if you do have any family issues, it does look like that someone who is very loyal to you, like a friend, for example, is gonna deliver the relief. So for some reason through them, those kind of like arguments are going to be resolved. Okay. Other than that, Yasmin, that very same person is going to I don't know how to put it into words. Let's put it that way. It's gonna make you stay, right? Either through making your relationships very harmonious, or through making your business ventures very lucrative. They are going to make you stay rather than to look for your luck elsewhere, so to speak. Okay. So I hope that that kind of like that kind of makes sense. But you can expect that within this next couple of weeks, things to pick up for you, right? In a rapidly increasing speed, so to speak, and through some kind of like swift choices that you will make. New dawn is gonna start in your life. All right, next we do have Taco. Well, Taco, because I know your situation, those are your cards, right? And it does look like that there is a very big chance within the next couple of weeks, you and your father to come to some kind of, well, I can't really say agreement, although very possible, right? But some kind of a flow, right? Some kind of a pattern that is going to take you there to some kind of agreement and a common ground. Now, other than that, next couple of weeks for you, they are a weeks of harmony. What I mean, first of all, there will be no, how can I put it into words? There will be no detrimental moves that you can do, right? That's one thing. Second, most of your concerns or problems that you're currently facing, they'll start to alleviate, right? They're going to start to, how can I put it into words? To resolve themselves on their own accord to a very, very big extent. And also, it's very likely within the next couple of weeks, I don't know, a goal or an aim to show up for you, mate, which you're going to face with a great enthusiasm, right? That's definitely going to be something for you to look forward to. All right, next we do have Jasmine. You're welcome, mate. Hopefully. Ooh, Jasmine. Those are the cards we have. And I think that that's in the spirit of our last reading, okay, or the last reading I gave you, because here the cards also are show. I do believe that someone is gonna come up with a crush on you. It's pretty indicative within these cards, right? Because what they show it is that you are gonna realize firsthand, you know, how attractive you are in reality, right? Because I do believe that right now you are underselling yourself, or you do have a lower opinion of yourself in regards to attraction than what actually is, okay? And that itself, you are gonna have a hard time to fathom it, at least at the start, but it's highly advisable for you, Jasmine, to truly kind of like get used to it. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much is going to kind of shock you. But bottom line, no matter what you do with it, okay, uh, as a result, the very least, Jasmine, you're gonna walk away from that full moon in Scorpio with a person who will be ready to take care of you, right? They will just want to make you feel comfortable and take care of you. Will you allow it though? Well, that depends entirely on you. But it does look like that will be a small crisis, because it will shock you. I don't know, maybe that's a person you never saw it coming from, but at the end of the day, but it does look like that it's gonna shock you. It's definitely within your how can I put it into words, uh, social circle, so to speak, right? It could be a coworker of yours, someone that you're having coffee every now and then with, right? But it could be also a woman as well. That may be the shock itself if you are not into women. All right, next we do have Mattia. Mattia, do you go through, are you going through some kind of a personal procedure right now? Like, let's say a treatment, diet, workout regime, something that relates to the health of your body. Do you? Yes or no? All right. Well, for some reason, that is going to cause you to cut off certain portion of the people you're associating yourself with. Okay. We do have those cards here. These are the cards. Okay. And basically what happens within the next couple of weeks, it is that you are gonna kind of like adopt the standpoint that enough is enough and cut off the bullshit, so to speak. I don't know why it's going to be related with your health or with your body. Maybe, you know, you're gonna find someone who is criticizing people who are doing what you're doing, or criticizing you directly, or whatnot. Okay, but that will be kind of like the final straw. And you are going to bottom line here, Mathieu, it is that you will restructure your social interactions to a certain extent within the next couple of weeks, where through that process you will find yourself with much more loyal companions of yours, people that you do have things to talk with and to talk about with, okay, instead of just people to be there for the sake of the presence. And this will provoke, how can I put it into words, quite a lot of a peak of experiences, right? I mean, you will have a definitely better time having a smaller congregation of a people who understand you truly, or even if they don't, they at least are trying to, instead of a people who are kind of criticizing you. Aside from that, very likely within the next couple of weeks to end up having a very good option available in front of you that will require a certain amount of planning though, and certain amounts of being clever about it, right? That's not going to be something you want to face headstrong. All right, next we do have Anna. You're welcome. Well, you're doing a pretty good job for not being able to. Anna, Pretty indicative. With these cards, it does look like that you are going to have a business partnership offer, some kind of a business offer, right? Which will have a lot to do with a structure, right? A structure of how the business is going to move forward, or in generally how your career is going to move forward. And those cards are more of a guidance than anything else. And what they are saying here is that you definitely have the edge, right? You definitely have the edge, and you can have the setup, the conditions, okay, the setup, the conditions almost as perfect as they can be for you. Of course, there has to be something for the other side, right? But they can, for the most part, fit your foundations, for a lack of better words. You may press for more and you're going to have it, but then there are going to be grievances, all right? And afterwards, should you screw up, you will be made to pay. But other than that, Anna, does look like that this is going to be a business transition for you, and most likely that business offer is going to be delivered to you through a phone call or a chat, social media. All right, next, Sean. Sean, I cannot tell you what exactly is going to be. Those are your cards. It's a very, for a lack of better expression, ambiguous reading. So what it says, okay, what it says, it is that you will be a victim of something very good. And it's just your circumstances are not going to be compatible for it. And I'm not saying that that is going to be the case, but the only thing that comes to my mind, it is if, for example, I'm going to give myself, for example, because I don't want to imply anything here, all right? But the only thing that comes to my mind is if at some point in the next couple of weeks, a beautiful woman approaches me, all right, and kind of expresses her affection toward me, and I'm married, right? Because it's a really good thing happening. Damn the circumstances, right? Doesn't have to be that way, okay? Universe works in mysterious ways. I mean, it could be in a different version, affecting different kind of like aspects of your life, but something like it. And you can make it work, right? You can make it work for as long as you are willing to pay the price. And before you decide should you make it work or not, you gotta ask yourself, is that a yearning or something I want to live with? And if it is just a yearning and you do not see yourself in it, by default, that is, you do not see yourself by default in it for a long period of time, or in the distant future for a lifetime, then don't ruin what you already have. Okay, but if you do, then those cards are encouraging going forward for it. A lot of what? It's just that there is some kind of a icon here. I just can't see what you wrote. Unfortunately, Super Chat doesn't have a refund. PayPal does. Or at least I don't know how to refund through Super Chat. All right, next we do have Veronica. Oh, a lot of work. Well, I don't know, mate. I mean, it's a good thing that if those cards are to be believed, you have the power of the choice here. So even if it does sounds like a lot of work, you can always choose not to go for it. All right, Veronica, your cards. The Death card with the Two of Swords. Right. So it's the act of inevitability. Right. Next couple of weeks, or what the full moon is gonna bring for you. That is when you don't have much of a say, right? What is going to pretty much stop working out or stop being in a presence of. So don't be surprised if next couple of weeks certain people stop calling you, certain people stop seeking you out, or don't be surprised if you kind of like don't have any more the feel of doing something as well, like a hobby or like a habit, etc., etc. Next couple of weeks are going to be purging, in a sense of that certain aspects in your life that kind of like no longer make sense for your future. Like, for example, if you are trying to have a healthy lifestyle, it doesn't make any sense to smoke, right? But if that's a habit of yours, and up until this point it's kind of like addiction, these cards are showing that next couple of weeks are going to be the process where that addiction is going to stop. Bottom line is that there is going to be a replacement here, that it's not going to depend on you that much, right? It's not going to be a part of a choice. My point is, the choice had been already made, and now it's only the process. So you'll experience rather a significant shift, a significant change in your life next couple of weeks, in a certain departments, that is. It could be people, right? It could be your love stance. You may love someone now, and in the next couple of weeks you may realize that there is no point of that love at all, and you will have, by the way, whatever the case, you'll have no problem relinquishing in it, right? That's not going to be a struggle of relinquishing. All right, I am next, it seems, so I'm gonna do a Lenormand draw for myself, because I cannot be objective about the tarot. Now, if that happens, wow, actually is going to. Oh my God. Um, those are cards. And what they say, it is that I'm gonna change my home, okay? And that is going to happen in a couple of weeks from now, but not literally. All right, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna change my address, okay? But it's in a way, it's kind of like the same thing. So yeah, I'm gonna change my home. All right, so nothing interesting, nothing out of the ordinary. All right, for the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna do it not the next week, all right, but the week 14th to 20th. All right, Pisces Moonbeam, you're next. Let me see if you had a question or not. So the question is what comes next with your situation. Problems. Five of Pentacles. That is problem, sense of insecurity. Basically what it requires, it is all involved parties to understand that you know, it's coming from everywhere. I mean, it is your fault, it is every party's fault, right? That the situation is as it is, so everybody has to make their due, so to speak. Okay, so that's what comes next. It's very solvable though, so don't freak out. Because when people see Five of Pentacles, they kind of like freak out, but actually the card shows things that we did to ourselves and that we are doing to ourselves and to our situations. Because you become poor out of bad choices that you make, not because you are deprived of anything, or people become rich out of a good choices. There are so many examples. People grew poor and they became rich, and there are so many examples. People grew rich and end up being poor out of a bad choices. That is just one way to look at the philosophy of the Five of Pentacles. Bottom line is that it is within your hands, but it does require some lifestyle changes. Right, and finally we do have Karen, so let's look at your full moon in Scorpio, Karen. Those are the cards, Karen. Well, if they are to be believed, there will be some kind of a adaptation. I don't know what about, okay, but it will be an adaptation that will replace the unessential or the unsubstantial, for lack of better words, with this substantial. You can look at it that way. That is to replace what doesn't work with what works, or with what is outdated with what is dated for the next couple of weeks. But definitely it will be a new, well, not exactly new journey, a different journey, for lack of better words. So it will be a direction that you are going to start walking on. figuratively speaking, that will be very important for you. Those cards could be considered as a new light at the end of the tunnel as well. So I hope that that is how it's going to manifest for you. All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and as well for your generosity. You're amazing. And just so you know, guys, I love you all, and we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.